Judy and I went for a hike the other day to check out the Kinsol Trestle in Cowichan Valley. I'm the photographer in the family, so I took the pictures. Judy's the history buff in the family, so I'll let her fill you in on what this place is all about.
Yeah, it's true. I have this thing for history. As a former museum tour guide, apparently once a tour guide, always a tour guide. Anyway, let's get started. Construction on the Vancouver Isle Rail was started in 1911 by Canadian Northern Pacific Railway. Construction, though, was completed in 1920 by Canadian National Railway as the Northern Pacific had gone bankrupt. Built to connect Victoria with Nootka Sound on the west coast to transport lumber, it was later decided to use Port Alberni as its terminus. Kinsol Trestle got its name from the nearby King Solomon copper mine, which closed in 1914. The trestle crosses the Coxsila River, making it alternatively known as Coxsila Bridge. The trestle is 187 meters long and 44 meters high with a 7-degree curve on it. This makes it one of the tallest wooden bridges in the world. Constructed mainly of old-growth coastal Douglas fir, the timbers had numbers hand-chiseled into them. This allowed the builder to track where each piece was to be located, and many of these can still be seen today. The rail line was closed in 1979, and in 2006, the trestle was to be demolished and replaced with a replica bridge. Gordon MacDonald of MacDonald and Lawrence Timber Framing convinced the government that the trestle could be saved. He enlisted the help of retired CNR senior engineer Ralph Maurice. The Kinsol Trestle was the favorite of more than 4,000 bridges that he had been responsible for. Ralph had kept all of his notes and drawings as a keepsake, and these turned out to be a goldmine of useful information. It took 2.5 years, and many of the original timbers are still there. Unfortunately, Ralph died before the trestle was finished. A private memorial service was held for him at sunrise on the day the trestle was officially opened. Gordon said that he liked to think that Ralph was the first to cross the bridge that morning. When it was reopened in July 2011, it became part of the Cowichan Valley Trail system. This is part of the Vancouver Island Trail, which covers 700 kilometers. And this, in turn, is part of the Trans-Canada Trail, also known as the Great Trail. The Kinsol Trestle is both on the BC and Canadian Registry of Historical Places. The trestle is about 1.5 kilometers from the parking lot, and there's a side trail that takes you down to the river on the north end of the trestle. There are some picnic tables at the bottom of this trail, making it a perfect spot to have lunch and enjoy the view of this magnificent structure. There's also an information pavilion located at the bottom of the trestle, which is temporarily closed as we're dealing with COVID-19. Because of this being a former railway line, it's relatively flat and wide with very low grades, which makes it easy for families and people with mobility issues to walk on this trail. The trail has been finished with very small gravel, so even people with wheelchairs can use it. The day we were out there, we saw a person with a walker using the trail. You can encounter families with strollers, people using walkers or wheelchairs, people on bikes, and even on horses. Dogs are welcome, but must be leashed at all times. Depending on how ambitious you are, you can even walk to another trestle, but you need to be ambitious. It's about 13 kilometers away, making for a 26-kilometer round trip. On the other hand, it's about an 11-kilometer round trip to walk to Shawnigan Lake, perfect for a day hike. So whether you're into hiking or history, the Kinsol Trestle is a must-see. Thanks for joining us on our walk, and don't forget to like, comment, and share to help us showcase our amazing island.